Cornerback with all kinds of ability. Number 24, Chris Alexander, tough against the rush and the pass, and watch him on runbacks as well. The Dragons have a pretty good offense of their own, led by senior tailback Anthony Davis with a half-dozen touchdowns. Today, the Dragons out to snap the Redskins' 16-game winning streak. From Lockhart Stadium in Fort Lauderdale, Selkirk Communications presents high school football. Today, it's the unbeaten Redskins of Cardinal Gibbons against the Dragons of Stranahan High School. Hi, everybody. I'm Lou Palmer, and last week we had a look at the top team in the state in 4A. This week we're going to show you the top-rated team in 3A, namely the unbeaten Skins of Cardinal Gibbons. They're working on a 16-game winning streak, and they are atop the standings in the district with a record of 8-0. They also will be playing an opponent pretty competitive in Stranahan High School. They have a record of 6-2, 5-2 in the district. And working with me today to watch this high school football game, Ted Alflin, a veteran of both the NFL and the CFL. And we ought to talk about, first of all, the coaches. We got to talk about Don Marino from Gibbons because he's been around 100 years, or at least 33.
He certainly has, Lou. Don's been around for 33 years coaching, 27 years in Southbridge, Massachusetts. He had 12 consecutive winning district championships.
Too bad.
Excellent.
Well, he's got an all-around team, and on offense, one player to watch among many will be number 20, Scott Provost. How good is he?
Scott's excellent. He's what we call a tweener. He's kind of halfway between a halfback and a fullback. Runs like a halfback, runs like a fullback, rather, looks like a halfback. Scott has gained over 800 yards. He's second in the county.
In the meantime, his counterpart, Rick Perry, is the coach of Stranahan High School, and he's been around a few times, too.
Well, Rick Perry's been around 16 years coaching with Stranahan, 14 as their head coach. In fact, George Smith of St. Thomas is the only coach with more seniority.
Well, he's got a pretty talented team as well. The emphasis on defense, but no slouches on the offensive side of the ball. In particular, Anthony Davis will be a running back to watch today.
Excellent running back. Last year, he was leading the league, after 5 weeks. He has over 600 yards this year and a 5.2 average. He's a real weapon.
Well, we know he was injured, and he's just now getting back to his old self. So we're expecting a great matchup. 8-0 for the Redskins of Cardinal Gibbons. They're number 1, and out to knock them off are the Dragons of Stranahan. We'll be back with a look at the starting lineups right after this.
This is Florida's Best, Sunshine Network, an affiliate of Prime Network. It's a Southwest Conference showdown on Prime Network. Baylor's defensive force, it intimidates, it dominates, and it's downright nasty. But Trevor Cobb leads a Rice offensive countercharge that's focused on victory. Southwest Conference football. Catch the action Tuesday at 7:30 on Sunshine Network.
Some of the smoothest movers in football history never made it to a Super Bowl. But now you can, simply by calling me at this number now and entering Paul Arpin Van Line Smooth Move Sweepstakes. As the official move of the NFL, Paul Arpin is giving away 4 all-expense-paid trips for 2 to Super Bowl 25 and a Walt Disney World Resort. Plus this fantastic 1991 Chevy Camaro convertible. To win, just call this number now. Now that's what I call a smooth move.
A mostly cloudy day, but it's a whole lot better now than it was about 2 hours ago, because about 2 hours ago it really was pouring in this area. As you can see, it's been on the breezy side, and we have quite a cloud cover here at Lockhart Stadium, which incidentally is not filled to capacity, but they're still coming in. 70 degrees is our temperature, the wind out of the east at 10 miles per hour, and the skies are partly cloudy. And for the moment, we have no rain, and that, of course, is good news. The coin toss was won by Cardinal Gibbons, but they deferred till the second half. So they will be kicking off to Stranahan, and we will not see a repeat of what we saw last weekend, Ted, and that was in the game that we saw Dillard pound Boyd Anderson. They got the opening kickoff and ran it back 98 yards. So we won't see that top-rated team get that opportunity at least this time around. There you see the Stranahan Dragons huddled up around their coach, Rick Perry, as they get set now to receive the opening kickoff from the Cardinal Gibbons Redskins, who have this outstanding record of 8-0 this season and working on a 16-game winning streak. They'd like to add another state title to their coffers. And kicking off for them, once that ball is in play, is number 15, Chad Macy. Chad is a senior, 5'9", 165. Ted, I think possibly one of the differences, certainly one very noteworthy difference between the two teams, Cardinal Gibbons, a lot more experience. A young club in Stranahan, sophomores and juniors.
No question about it. The strength of the Gibbons team is the line of scrimmage, both offensively and defensively. As far as experience, that's going to play a big role in this game for the Gibbons team.
Macy will be approaching the football for the opening kickoff of the football game, and back in the receiving position is number 26, Corey Green, one of the seniors for the ball club. He is in the middle. Andre King, number 4, is over on the far side. Chris Alexander is an outstanding cornerback on defense and also a threat to run him back. You got to keep your eye on him. Is on the near side. Let's see which way the left foot kicker will send it on its way. Macy comes right on down the middle. It comes. Number 26, Corey Green. The ball goes into the end zone, and actually at the last minute, Chris Alexander went for it, but it will come out to the 20-yard line. Well, the wind, I think, is going to be a factor. That was a pretty good example right there on the opening kickoff. The wind, of course, was right behind that football and sailed it into the end zone. And from what we understand in talking to Coach Rick Perry, he wants to throw the ball a lot today, Ted, and the wind could play some tricks with that football.
Without any question of a doubt. Throwing into the wind might create some problems for the Stranahan team. Coach Perry had told me that he would put the ball up virtually on every play.
Tom Hamilton is their quarterback, and immediately out the pass, just a little flat pass, and that's going to go for a loss. As he tossed it out to the side to Torrance Davis, and unable to break free was Davis. He was wrapped up for about a 6-yard loss.
Yeah, outstanding penetration by the Gibbons defense.
I think if they begin to sense now, as we look at the offensive line for Stranahan, Ortiz, Hampton, Schneider, Adam, and Sweeney. In the backfield for the Stranahan Dragons, we've already told you Tom Hamilton, their quarterback, Torrance Davis, Mike Robinson, number 82, the flanker, Mark Carlton, tight end, and Andre King is the split end. Both teams basically run out of the I formation using slots and flankers, and this particular ball club, from what we glean from talking to their coach, is they're going to try to get that football in the air a lot. So it is a loss of 7 in the first play, second and 17. Cardinal Gibbons unbeaten on the year, 8-0. Then a man in motion. Back to throw their quarterback, and he tosses it out to the near side, intended for Torrance Davis. Sails over his head. He was covered on the play defensively by Eric Tochi, number 24.
Smart play on the quarterback for Stranahan. Hamilton threw the ball away. 24 had excellent coverage.
There's the defensive setup for Gibbons. Gregelis will be at end, Chamberlain, Palucci, and he is a little kid, only 290 pounds. He's a nose guard. Then Brown and Freeman at the other end spot. In the secondary for the Gibbons club, Brooks, Stapleton, Kocher, Tochi, McGill, and Haynes. It's third down, 17 yards to go for Stranahan. Again, the man in motion. Hamilton again looking to pass. He is rushed. He's brought down, gets it away, and it is complete. It is caught by number 4, Andre King, and he's got a first down.
Just a beautiful pass by Mr. Hamilton to number 4 on a crossing passing pattern.
Andre King is just a sophomore. Watch him on this one, Ted. Good pattern run and a good reception.
Good pressure by 21, Cassius Freeman. Running to his right, running to his left, throwing to his right. Beautiful pass.
The difficult thing to do to go against the grain and pass that way, but he got the job done. A pickup of 19 on the play. Hamilton throws out to the flat, intended for Davis, overthrown, and there were 2 flags down on the play. So let's see what the flags are for. In the meantime, the pursuit of the linebackers and defensive line for Cardinal Gibbons is something to watch. But I think that that Hamilton has a pretty good idea that he's got some good wide receivers in the likes of King and Davis, and I think he's going to try to exploit them as much as possible.
The defensive line for Cardinal Gibbons averages 240, 245 against about 215 for Stranahan's offensive line. that will be a factor in this game.
How mobile are they? That's what Coach Perry would like to find out for Stranahan, though. Let's see if they can run. Let's see if they can cover up the pass.
Well, Gibbons has number 21, Cassius Freeman, at defensive end. This young fella runs a 4.340. He's going to put some pressure on Mr. Hamilton.
That's not too shabby. And we have a penalty called against Stranahan. I believe it's going to be declined here by Cardinal Gibbons, and it's a back in motion, illegal motion. So it'll be, I believe, a second down coming up. I think they will. No, looks like they're going with it. It's a long one. Let me get the officials' names in here. First of all, the referee, Dick Russell, the umpire, Nick Kodeth. The linesman is Dick Esterline. Harold Meadows, the line judge. Don Saunders, the back judge. Clock operator is John Tudor. Well, we still don't have word. Now we're getting the penalty call. Now they're going with a penalty, 5 yards. So make it first down and 15 yards to go. Coach Perry wanted to just find out how mobile that defensive line and linebacking core is. He said, you know, from what they have seen, they're very difficult to run against, so we might as well put it in the air, Ted, and that's what they're doing early and often. They've already passed 4 times with 1 completion. Actually 2. 1 was for a loss. Hamilton again sends his wide receiver Robinson in motion. Hamilton back to throw, and this time overthrown. Intended for Andre King.
He missed Andre that time. Andre was open on the out. Coach Perry told me that his theory was to throw 50 times this game, hopefully completing 20 and making 4 big plays.
He might do that here in the first half alone. But what was it he was telling us about many times, and this has to do with the inexperience of the ball club. A lot of kids have had a lot of drop passes out in the open this year, and that can only mean inexperience. So we know the talent is there, and as far as Coach Perry is concerned, just a question of them developing. The lone running back, Anthony Davis, as they send the slot back off to the near side. That's 26, Corey Green. In motion again is Mike Robinson, number 82. Hamilton back to pass. Got protection, throws out to the near side. It's dropped. In fairness, though, he was hit just at the moment. He was about to make the reception, and that's Corey Green.
Eric Tochi, he made the hit on there. That was excellent play.
Let's watch it again. There you see he was hit just at the moment by Tochi at the point of reception, or what should have been reception. Third down, 15 yards to go. 3rd and 15. Hamilton has not had 1 running play yet from the quarterback spot. He's back to throw again. Down the middle it comes, and overshot. Intended for number 22, and that would be Mark Carlton.
Mark Carlton.
And Carlton, who is one of the seniors on the ball club. Let's take another look, Ted.
22 ran a crossing pattern, and Hamilton just threw it a little high. He was open.
Well, had that one been completed, I think he might have gone for a lot more yardage than where he caught or should have caught the football at the 40-yard line. He probably, he should have had a first down, I would think, had he caught it. So it's a punting situation now for Stranahan, as they have put that football in the air and have not come up with a first down. And Carlton will be back to punt. Low pass from center, but he gets it away. Not a very good boot into the wind, but takes a good bounce. Coming back inside the 40-yard line of Cardinal Gibbons. And so the Redskins will put it in play for the first time here this afternoon, starting at their own 37-yard line. Well, I think, Ted, we're going to see an exciting football game, because Stranahan is certainly not afraid to put that football in the air. And, of course, I think fans like a wide-open football game, don't you?
Yes, that's true. Stranahan also has an excellent defense.
Here's Gibbons on offense. Anderson, Owens, Sanchez, Palucci at 290 guard, and Rich King at the tackle spot. In the backfield, it's Kemp, Grant, Marzano, Provost, Gregelis, and Stapleton. There's the defensive line for Stranahan. Back to throw, and Kemp hoists it up for grabs, and is it or is it not? It is not.
Oh, looks like it was incomplete.
Sean Stapleton was double covered downfield, and pretty effectively, I might add, but we had to wait till the last moment to see whether he hung on or not. Good throw by Kemp.
Okay, Drew Kemp rolling out to his left, throws it deep, basically throwing it up for grabs here. He's lucky this wasn't intercepted. In fact, it looks like Stranahan as much of the ball as they did.
Back to live action this time after the incompleted pass. They go into the ground attack, and number 20, Bruce Natson on a carry, and Natson picks up about 6 on the, I'm sorry, Provost. Thanks for the correction. That's Provost, and he's the guy that you got to watch as far as the ground game is concerned for the Redskins of Cardinal Gibbons.
Yeah, he can.
There's the Stranahan defensive line. Bastian, Coakley, Pops, Paris, and Roden across the defensive line. And we'll get back up on the secondary when we get a moment. There's a pass completed out to the near side to Peter Gregelis. And that's enough yardage for the first down, crossing over midfield and down to around the 45-yard line. Well, Kemp on 3 plays has put the ball in the air twice himself, and he's got a great completion percentage. The best around, 56%.
The only quarterback in Broward County with over 50%. His completion percentage is 56%.
Well, as you mentioned, too, Ted, he has never lost a game in which he's been the starting quarterback. Handoff again to Provost. Provost over the left side and up close to the first down. He's got at least 10, maybe 11 on the play. Good blocking up front by Cardinal Gibbons.
Excellent blocking, and also good hard running by Scott Provost. Low to the ground. Okay, here's the handoff to Scott. Scott running hard. Gets to his nose like all good running backs do.
Arlo Jackson, number 33, is credited with the tackle. 2nd down and 1, and it's a great passing down. If they choose to use it, they don't. They hand off instead to number 21, Cassius Freeman. Freeman gets about 4 over the left side.
Now here's a young man who has 4.3 speed, and Coach Marino said that he's going to run him wide quite a bit. So look for him to get the big gain on the wide side.
Terrence Coakley, number 70, has checked into the lineup on defense to replace Corey Parrish, number 79, for Stranahan. As Selkirk, pleased to bring you the action from Lockhart Stadium in Fort Lauderdale.
This could be the option pass.
Could be the option pass.
There it is. He's open. Oh,
Overtossed it.
just overthrown by a couple yards.
Number 22, McGill, coming in to throw the option pass. That's Antoine McGill, who is normally a wide receiver, 6-footer, 170. And he intended downfield for Peter Gregelis. And I have a suspicion we might see that play again.
There it is, just slightly overthrown. 2 yards less, and we would have seen a touchdown.
2nd down, 10 yards to go now. Slot to the right this time. Handoff, Provost in the middle. Oh, wow, he runs to daylight, and he's got the first down. Finally collides with number 36, Kerwin Young, the linebacker for Stranahan, but another first down. That's the 3rd one on this sequence.
Just terrific blocking by Joe Palucci. There it is. If you can see the blocking, Joe Palucci and Ray Sanchez and Rich King did a fantastic job opening that hole.
Ball at the 23-yard line of Stranahan. 7:41 remains first quarter. Provost again over the left tackle spot, and another hole that you can drive a truck through, and he picks up about 7 or 8.
This offensive difference between the two offensive and defensive line is proving to be a big factor here.
They sure fire off the ball on offense, and Provost eating up huge chunks of yardage. That time about 8, make it 9. 2nd down and 1, and the ball down around the 13-yard line. And off again, Provost has got first down yardage. Finally combining on the tackle, Bruce Natson, number 20, Kevin Roney, number 7. That's enough yardage for a first down. The ball is at the 10-yard line, where it'll be first, and I believe they can get a first down before a touchdown. Let's look again, Ted.
Okay, he's just inside the 10, so it looks like it'll be first and goal.
Rodney Roden, so it's first and goal, just inside the 10. Again, Provost this time, he meets a wall, but on second effort, he gets away for about 2 or 3 yards. Good second effort by Scott Provost. We're pretty much wrapped up at the line of scrimmage as Braxton McLean came over to make the initial hit. But then he, on second effort, got away with...
Picked up a good 3 yards after that second effort.
2nd down, still goal to go. This time Provost looking for a hole, but he can't get one. He was tripped up originally by one of the linebackers, Earl Guidry, number 51. Then he ran into 2 other tacklers, and down he went.
Scott loves that inside running. If he had it bounced out a little bit to the outside, looks like he might have scored there.
Justin Popps, number 42, into the ball game, replacing number 53, Charles Sidney, on defense.
Okay, here it is. Here's Scott. He cuts to the inside. Okay, he had to cut back to the inside. 51 cut him off. Good running.
And eventually Kevin Young there to make the hit. And touchdown, Cardinal Gibbons. So the Redskins are on the board. And Provost was the bulwark of that drive. And eventually the quarterback gets the 6. Let's watch it again. Drew Kemp engineered a very successful scoring drive. Well, let's wait for the extra point. 6-0 in favor of the Redskins. They line up for the point after touchdown. Rich Jagelman will be holding. Number 12. Matt Bassett, the kicker. Bassett's got it up, over and between, and it is 7-0 in favor of the Skins. That was a pretty impressive march. They took the ball some 62 yards, made it look rather easy with the running of Provost and an occasional pass from Kemp. They showed us a lot of offense that time, Ted.
No question about it. They're very strong on the ground. I think we'll see them staying on the ground now that they've proven that they can run the ball successfully.
So it is 7-0 now in favor of the Redskins with 5:47 remaining in the first quarter. As Kemp, the quarterback, goes over. Kemp used Provost, and I'll tell you what, Provost, when he is hit, you got to really wrap him up because he can sneak away. He's got great second effort, twists away from tackles, and now it'll be Stranahan's answer. They had the ball first, put the ball in the air, and I think they'll do so again. This time it's coming over toward number 24 into the end zone, and Chris Alexander gets no opportunity to return the football. It'll come back on the touchback to the 20-yard line, where it'll be 1st and 10 for the Dragons of Stranahan. Well, they were passing when the score was tied at scoreless. No reason to believe they'll change now that they're behind 7-0.
Well, their game plan is definitely to pass. I'd like to see them run some draws and some screens to at least hold this defensive line back slightly.
Yeah, if Gibbons gets the message, obviously they're going to pass on every down. You'll see a lot of stunning, a lot of blitzing on the part of their linebackers, and as you mentioned, the best way to counteract that, screens and draws. Back we go with Tom Hamilton, 15, a quarterback. He's a senior, one of the few on this ball club. Man in motion, number 32, Torrance Davis. Hamilton back, got protection down the middle. He's got a man there, and that's Andre King. And that's good for about a 16-yard gain.
Excellent catch by Andre King. He ran a little post, short post, and here it comes. Okay, there's Hamilton. He sets. Throws the ball to King, who's running a post. It's a little behind him. He makes a beautiful jumping catch.
He's got some nice hands out there, no question. Rich Jagelman, the safety, made the tackle. A gain of 17 on the play. 1st and 10 for Stranahan High School. They are down 7-0. They've played some close ball games, too. I'll tell you what, for a young team, they're going to be a team to watch next year and the year after that. Lots of sophomores, and there is their first running play of the game. Number 35 on the carry, Anthony Davis. Davis held to about a yard. You know, it's one thing to say you want to come out and throw 50 times, but every once in a while, Ted, you got to keep them honest with a running play.
That's right. That's right. You definitely have to keep them honest with some running plays. And in fact, it'll make your passing game go if you do gain some yardage.
And Davis has some credentials with a 5.2 average, 6 touchdowns, 591 yards, and 113 carries coming into this game. Pickup of only 1 on the play. 2nd down and 9 yards to go. The other Davis, Torrance Davis, in motion out to the right side. Hamilton back, and it is intercepted by Cardinal Gibbons. Picked off by number 44, Larry Schocher. And Schocher brings it back to the 45, and there is a flag down on the play. So it is the first turnover of the ball game. And Gibbons will be set up in real good shape, as they will have the ball at least at the 45, and let's see what the flags are for.
Looked like some extracurricular activity after the tackle.
Well, an unsportsmanlike would really put him in a deep hole. Talking about the Dragons of Stranahan, who are trailing already 7-0. And indeed, Gibbons will start this series at the 31 of the Dragons.
Tremendous. Okay, here he is going back to pass. He sets, throws the ball. And I don't even know where the receiver was. It looks like he threw it away from behind the receiver at best.
He was looking for Torrance Davis. The handoff goes to number 11, Walter Grant. And the fullback gets about 4 over the right side. Stranahan's got some tough troops on the defense, but when you got to be out there that long a time, it may be tough. All right, there is a pickup, 4 on the play. Second down, 6 yards to go. A little over 4 minutes remaining in this first quarter play. 7-0 in favor of Gibbons. Handoff, Provost. Provost doesn't go very far. On the bottom of the pile, one of the linebackers, number 57, David Alvarez, coming through to make the play. And a good tackle. The gain on the play is, well, minimal. We'll call it about a yard, so we'll call it 3rd and 5. There's an official's timeout down on the field.
Well, play option is definitely open now. All they need to do is put it in Provost, a little fake, and pitch it out to one of their wide receivers.
We'll call it 3rd and 4. This time it's a straight snap back, and the throw is broken up, and a nice play on the defense by number 7, Kevin Roney, as they try to get it downfield to number 22, Antoine McGill.
Antoine ran a little curl pattern. Had he stopped his feet, I think he might have caught that ball. In any case, it was a tremendous defensive play by number 7 for Stranahan, coming in and knocking that ball down.
Gibbons wants a timeout. I think they're out of field goal range here.
Well, let's see.
I don't know. They got the win. You never know.
We're looking at a 42-yard field goal with the win.
Yeah, could happen. Time they went out of the shotgun, and Drew Kemp, good passer, but good play by his numerical counterpart, Kevin Roney. And that sophomore, number 7, broke up the play. Well, let's see how they opt to go. They evidently have had the instructions run in from the bench and Coach Don Marino. 3.5 minutes to go in the first period. 7-0 in favor of Gibbons. Touchdown at 5:47 by the quarterback, Kemp. Going over from about the 3-yard line, but the majority of the running in that particular sequence was done by Scott Provost, the tailback, number 20.
They are going to kick it. It's about 41 yards.
Well, as you said, wind aided, it could be the ticket. Walter Grant, holding will be Jagelman, number 12. 41-yard field goal attempt. He's got the distance, that's for sure, and he's got the direction as well. So Gibbons, on a field goal by Walter Grant, takes a 10-0 lead.
That field goal would have been good from 50 yards. He boomed that one.
Yeah. Oh, he had a lot of leg in that one. So with 3:16 to go in the first quarter, it's now a 10-0 football game, and Walter Grant, who doubles as a fullback on the offense, little guy, I mean, he's 5'80", 170 pounds, a senior, but he sure had a lot of leg in that football.
Both his kickoffs were into the end zone as well.
Well, the wind, I think, is going to be formidable when they travel from north to south. Well, let's watch again on the field goal.
The kicker. And
contact.
51. Bumps him a little bit there. That's pretty
51,
close.
Yeah.
Pretty close.
Well, they have called the personal foul, and that will apply to the kickoff, I believe.
Yes, that's correct. I think had he picked his head up instead of keeping his head down 51, they wouldn't have called that penalty on him.
Well, you know what? They've declined the 3, it looks like to me, and they're going to go for the touchdown. Is that the story? It's a first down. I think they've turned down the field goal. They have taken
That's
the yardage.
exactly what they've done.
Yeah. Here's the handoff. Provost cracks over the middle and picks up about 3 yards. So scratch the field goal by Grant, and instead they go with the yardage on the personal foul, and they said, well, the heck with 3. Well, if we can get 7 or 8, let's go for that.
Well, there's an old coach's theory that always take the points when you have them, but Coach Marino's pretty confident he can bowl the ball up inside.
So they've now got a second down and call it 6. Handoff Provost, and a good tackle being made by number 51, Guidry. What a good play. That's a little poetic justice because it was Guidry running into the kicker, that caused this situation.
That's
But he
right.
came back, made a nice tackle.
Made a big play. Okay, here he is. Provo's taking the ball wide. Guidry shooting the gap, holding on to that ankle.
Oh, it's a good play by Guidry. Be 3rd down and 10 yards to go. The ball at the 10-yard line. They need the 3. We watch Kemp go to work. Kemp back to throw, and he's rushed by Guidry. Throws it to the end zone, incomplete. And again, Guidry shooting the gap on the linebacker blitz, put the pressure on the quarterback, and now they get the chance, I think, to try the field goal again.
Exactly. All right, here's the pressure. Pressure to the left. Guidry again chasing him. There's a wide open receiver out there, and he can't hit him because there's so much pressure on him.
Yeah, Guidry really forced that issue.
Okay, let's see if turning that field goal down before we bite him.
Well, the only thing is now he has a little bit of an angle, but he's got a whole lot less to go.
A fake.
It's a fake. Back to throw over the middle. It is complete, but not enough for the first down. It is complete to Antoine McGill, but it doesn't go the distance they needed to get the first down or the touchdown. Ball turned over on downs to Stranahan, and I'm wondering, Ted, whether that's going to come back to haunt Gibbons.
Well, the 3 points were on the board. Now they're off the board. But the defensive coach Marino, it's early in the game. He's looking to put some points on the board.
It's also indicative of the fact that he doesn't just want to win. He wants some points in this ball game as well. Stranahan now on the attack, and they just have just the one running back, and that is Davis. Torrance Davis, number 32 in motion. Davis gets the carry, and he comes out, little running room, out to about the 10-yard line.
Joe Palucci made the tackle there. He's a big fella, 290 pounds. He's the nose guard.
He has not missed too many servings of pizza, that's for sure, and everything else that comes along. Pickup of 2 on the play, 2nd down, 8 yards to go. Stranahan with the ball at its own 10-yard line as they thwart the effort by Gibbons to get 6 or 7 or even 8 instead of 3. Now back to throw is Hamilton. Hamilton gets it out to Davis, and Davis with about a 3-yard pickup on the play. He's very quickly wrapped up as the cornerback and linebackers were all over that play. Covering it, number 44, Larry Shosher.
It's a flag on the play. Stranahan. They'll be taking this back.
It'll be a procedure call here against Stranahan, but let's wait for the official call. Well, I'll tell you, there's a little riverboat gambler in the Stranahan attack today, even down deep in their own territory, at their own 10-yard line. They're still throwing the football.
Well, Coach Perry has a lot of confidence in Tom Hamilton. He's only completed 32% of his passes this year, but Coach Perry told me that 34 of the balls that were thrown to his young receivers were dropped. If you take that into consideration, he'd have over a 60% completion percentage.
There's a look at Coach Perry and his ball club and coaching staff. Penalty against Stranahan sets him back now to about the 3-yard line. Call it the 2-yard line, if you will, where it's going to be 2nd down all over again, but this time they need about 18. So they, I think this qualifies as being in a hole. Last 30 seconds of the first quarter. Oh, they're going to throw again. Hamilton down the middle. It's picked off.
No, we dropped it.
Apparently he did not hold on, and that's number 58, Brett Stapleton, who had the opportunity, and that's one of the many things that can go wrong on a pass play, and obviously the most feared thing that can happen. Let's watch.
Here's Hamilton basically throwing it up for grabs because of the pressure by Cassius Freeman. 58 made almost a diving, beautiful diving catch on that interception. Almost interception.
So we've got 21 seconds remaining in this first quarter as play comes in from the bench again for the Stranahan Dragons. Number 9, Carlton Williams checking out. Coming in, Antoine Bell, number 34. Boy, you don't take anything for granted with this team. They pass even at their own 2-yard line. Torrance Davis in motion. Handoff is to Anthony Davis. Comes out to the 5, the 10. Oh, he almost broke it and is finally brought down at the 14-yard line.
One more tackle. If he'd have broken that one, that might have been a 99-yarder.
Eric Tochi made the tackle, 24, defensive back, 5'8", 155, a junior. Well, they got the running room, but they're out of downs here. They're going to have to punt it away with 8 seconds to go in the first quarter, and so it'll be a timeout.
Very important that he did gain that yardage. To punt the ball from the back of the end zone with only 11-yard snap, it would have been very difficult.
Yeah, that really would have been a disaster. Now at least they have some room to punt the football, and when play is resumed, Andre King, number 4, has had a couple of receptions for the offense, will be punting for the Stranahan Dragons. Well, Stranahan has put up a good fight here against the top-rated Gibbons Ball Club. The Redskins, having scored, though, driving 62 yards in the first quarter, capped off by a 3-yard run by Kemp, their quarterback, and that's what has them on the board, leading 7-0. And then, in something that, well, you never know, it could come back to haunt their coach, Don Marino. They had a sure 3 points on a 41-yard field goal by Walter Grant, but after a penalty for roughing the kicker was called against Stranahan, they took the yardage, went for the downs, and ran out of downs. So we don't know. Time remains to be seen. Time will tell what the story of that one is. On 4th down, back in punt formation, the Dragons. Gibbons will get good field position no matter what, because he's punting into the wind.
Uh-oh.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Antoine McGill, number 22, and that one is covered up. I'm sorry, Mark Carlton, number 22, doing the punting for Stranahan. And look at this field position, Ted. They are absolutely in business.
I watched the punter. He dropped the ball point down. He kicked the point, and it just came back to him.
So Mark Carlton, a disappointed young man, but he was kicking into the wind as well. Let's watch.
There it is. Watch the point of the ball drop straight down. Yeah, he missed it.
Well, that's the end of the first quarter of play here at Lockhart Stadium in Fort Lauderdale with the score. Gibbons unbeaten, 8-0 on the season 7. And Stranahan, 6-2 for the year with a young ball club, sophomores and juniors. And they're putting up a good battle. They trail at 7-0. Gibbons leads. We'll be right back.
This is Florida's Best, Sunshine Network, an affiliate of Prime Network. Are you wondering what's in store for the Dolphins this season? Join host Paul Kennedy as he goes behind the scenes on the Miami Dolphins Monday Night Magazine. The players, the coaches, and even the executives hold spirited discussions before a live studio audience. Watch the Miami Dolphins Monday Night Magazine live every Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern, only on Sunshine Network, Florida's Best.
Do you need a car? Listen, each year government agencies auction, sell, and liquidate thousands of cars and trucks, and the bidding starts as low as $30. Government vehicles, luxury cars taken from drug dealers, criminals, and thousands more seized, repossessed, sold through bankruptcy proceedings. Now find out how you can grab the car you want at government liquidation and bankruptcy prices. Bid as low as $30 for Porsches, Mercedes, Ferraris, Corvettes, family cars, and trucks. Find out how to get the car you want now. Call 1-900-847-4800. That's 1-900-847-4800. Just $2 a minute.
Well, we are back, and on the first play of the second quarter, a run by Cassius Freeman to pick up 7. We get a moment. Perhaps we can show you the good touchdown-saving tackle by Chris Alexander, a young man that we put in the spotlight in our opening. And this time they're up again close to the first down, and they may have it, and may have to bring the chains in. On the carry is Scott Provost. Looks like another first down, I do believe.
Okay, here's Freeman taking the ball wide right. Try to leap over some players.
Wasn't that a great tackle by Alexander? He's the guy that we were talking about as being a blue chipper. Now we're back to live action, and the ball inside the 5-yard line as Gibbons continues to punch it away. Provost pushes it down to the 3-yard line.
There's a penalty flag on the play.
Well, I'll tell you what, Guidry, who was guilty of the infraction of roughing the kicker in the last sequence in which Gibbons had possession, came back with some great defensive plays, and now Gibbons is guilty of an infraction themselves.
Plus, they lost the 3 points.
Yeah. So that one is going to set him back for holding back to the 15-yard line of Stranahan. Tell you, they're running up a pretty good, up against a very good defensive ball club.
Stranahan actually has given up less yards per game average than Gibbons' defense.
They go slot to the right side this time. Dan Marzano is the slot back on the right side and coming in, but The Stranahan kids are maintaining they were drawn offside. I don't think it's going to be that way. I think it's just straight offside, or, you know, it could be. You never know. Have to wait.
It looks like it's against Stranahan.
It's offside, yeah. So pick up a 5 down to the 15-yard line. Now, nobody moved. He just came on his own, huh?
Nobody moved. Good discipline.
On first and goal from the 9-yard line. Kemp is back to throw. Looking downfield, he's going to keep it. And Kemp gets down to around the 7-yard line.
Good thinking on Kemp's part. All of his receivers were covered.
Plus, he had a blocker out front of him.
Yes.
It's second and goal. Ball at the, well, we're spotting it now at the 7-yard line. 22 coming into the ball game now for Cardinal Gibbons, and that's Antoine McGill.
Watch out for him throwing that option pass. Well, no, he's out at wide receiver now.
Coming out at wide receiver. Kemp is back. He's looking in that direction. Now he throws it out to the flat. It's complete, and it is thrown for a loss. A good tackle of number 86, Peter Gregelis, by number 44, Lance Baskin. What a good play.
It was a little tight end screen. Didn't work. He had one blocker out in front of him. I didn't see the block. Let's see here. Quick drop. Throws it to the left. 44 just made a beautiful play.
Just a fine play.
Just a beautiful play.
Lance Baskin, who has a brother on the team, Craig Baskin. They've been pushed all the way back to the 18-yard line. Gibbons and Kemp tries to throw again to Peter Gregelis and throws behind him. So it'll bring up a 4th down. And now, indeed, Ted, they could be out of field goal range, although the last time I said it, Grant put a lot of foot into it. But this time they're kicking into the wind if they go for the field goal, and I think they are.
What's the line of scrimmage?
Well, the line ought to be, let's see where they place that ball now.
Okay, 25. They're looking at a 35-yarder here.
Yeah.
I think he can make this.
No, they're looking at 40. Yeah, 35. You're right. Now, into the wind. Oh, did he make it?
Yes, he did.
Yeah, he did. How about that? So they got the 3 back.
Coach Marino probably feeling a little bit better getting that 3 on the board.
Walter Grant taking a field goal at 9:29 remaining in the second quarter to make it a 10-0 football game. Well, I'll tell you what, though, Gibbons is impressive, no question about it, but you got to take your hat off to the Stranahan defensive unit. They have been doing a job.
Well, they've shown character all year long. They've only given up an average of 8 points per game, 70 points from the 8 games they've played.
Well, right there was a good example. That should have been a touchdown. They were close enough to score a touchdown. We're inside the 5-yard line, but defensively, some big plays made by, well, Guidry for one, and number 44, Lance Baskin, who made a nice tackle on a little tight end screen that didn't go anywhere. So they forced him to settle for 3 as Chad Macy kicks off again for the Gibbons Skins. Ball coming to one of the upbacks on the carry is number 34, Antoine Bell. Bell can't break it. Gets across the 25, though, to about the 28 or 29-yard line. Well, there's a young man they'd like to break loose. And because he has pretty good speed, Antoine Bell, but they were unable to get him downfield.
I'd like to see Stranahan go to a careful blending of the run and the pass here to keep Gibbons honest.
Yeah, they've thrown the ball almost exclusively. Every now and again, they give it to Anthony Davis just to mix things up. But they're looking for the overall balance, perhaps, here as they split Andre King and Mike Robinson out to the right side. Mark Carlton, number 22, is split over on the far side. Make that 23, Matt Tremelin, who is in the game now to replace Mark Carlton. And when play is back in at 9:12 to go in the first half, it's a 10-0 football game in favor of Gibbons. They've actually scored 13 points. But they get credit for only 10 because they took the yardage instead, penalty instead. Back to throw and overshot. Now there's a case where he had a man right out in the open, Andre King, and Tom Hamilton overthrew him. Nobody within 5 yards of him.
Andre ran a 10-yard hook. He came back to the ball like a good receiver should, and Hamilton just threw it a little bit high. He seemed to lose grasp on the ball.
I thought Gibbons really was playing him soft on the defense.
Okay, here he is. Let's take a look at Hamilton. Sets, throws the football on time. Just too high.
Well, look at how soft the defensive unit was. I mean, he had a good 10 yards.
Oh, he does. He's playing 12 yards off of him.
Again, King is split out to the near side. Wide open attack over the middle. Look-in pattern and through the fingertips of Corey Green. Oh, that could have been a big gainer, Ted.
Well, Corey got some footsteps. Lou, he was wide open on a quick little slant. Here it is. The slant. The ball is right on the money. And he did not watch the football into his hands. The key for all receivers.
Tried to move before he had the football. Third down, 10 yards to go. 8:53 remaining, first half. 10-0. Cardinal Gibbons on the way. They hope to their 9th victory this year in 9 tries and 17th in a row overall. King and Robinson split out to the near side. Single running back. Back to throw Hamilton. Over the head. Oh, how about this one? It is complete to Andre King. It went through the fingertips of number 32, who is Torrance Davis. And there to make the reception is King. It's good for first down. That was a good completion.
Yeah, he actually deflected that ball 32. King, showing good concentration, came up with the grab.
Now, just a few years ago, until they changed the rules, that would not have been a completion. An offensive player could not tip the ball to another offensive player, but that's a rule change. Now the slot back is off to the left side, and a whistle. I think they may have taken too much time. Could have taken too much time to get the play away. It's a 1st and 10 after that completion to King, and unofficially he's got 4 receptions in this ball game. Now it's going to be a penalty instead against Cardinal Gibbons. On that dead ball foul, it'll be 5 yards. It'll be first down and 5 yards to go, which really is an ideal passing situation. But it's also a good rushing situation, too, and when you think about that, they have thrown the ball so much that I think they really want to come back and establish some kind of ground game here against the Skins. Antoine Bell, 34, is the split end on the far side of the football field. Andre King split to the right side. Corey Green over there with him. Now Green goes in motion. Robinson looks over that 5-4 defense. Back to throw. Down the middle. Almost intercepted as he threw intending for Green. And almost there to intercept it was Joe Brooks, the defensive captain.
Actually, they're in a 5-3-3 with a middle linebacker. Here he comes. Good pressure again by Cassius Freeman. And just overthrows the man.
And it is now second down, 5 yards to go. Again, they've been getting the receivers wide open. It's been a question of getting the football to them. And we'll see what you mean by inexperience on this ball clump. Sophomores and juniors. As Coach Rick Perry says, we've had our opportunities, and these kids are going to come along. They will indeed. Hamilton's got plenty of protection. Throwing back, and it is complete. Complete to number 82 for Mike Robinson. Enough yardage for a first down.
Just a beautiful block by Anthony Davis on Cassius Freeman to open that pass up for Hamilton to complete.
Mike Robinson picks it up
Here
to
it
the
is.
42-yard
Here it is
line.
right here. Watch the block here. Boom! He sets, throws the ball. A beautiful pass completion and beautiful blocking by Davis.
As we look at Gibbons on defense, they do look vulnerable to the pass. There's no question about it.
The corners are sitting off about 12 yards. Any kind of hooks or square players, square ends will work.
Torrance Davis in motion. Anthony Davis on the carry. Across the 40-yard line. Twist and near the 35. Brought down at the 37-yard line.
This is what I've been looking for, Lou, from Stranahan. This blend now of the run and the pass. They are moving down the field. There it is. If you'll notice, the defensive line for the Gibbons is overrunning the ball because they're trying to get to the passer. It opens up the running lanes.
So this time, they've used the passing game, perhaps, to set up the rushing game.
Exactly.
Gain of 5, second down, 5 yards to go. Stranahan down on the scoreboard, 10-0. Like to get something going here to sustain this drive. Hamilton's got his protection out to the near side and overshoots Andre King. King was covered on the play by Larry Schosher, but again, he was played pretty soft. He had the opportunity to catch that ball if it had been on target.
Hamilton's still throwing a bit high.
Third down, 5 yards to go. In this particular quarter, with the wind coming in from the direction of the north, he's got the wind to his back, and that sometimes is as difficult as throwing into the wind because it sometimes can lift the football. Third down, 5 yards to go now for Stranahan. Boy, they're showing us a pro-looking offense out here, that's for sure. They're filling the air with proverbial footballs. Hamilton down the middle, complete. Green makes the catch at the 20. He is hit on the play by Howard Hayes, number 42, and Schosher, number 44.
What Stranahan is doing here is spreading the field wide, vertically and horizontally. Number 26 hooks in there, and Hamilton makes, here's the play. Okay. Hamilton goes straight back, looking for 26 Corey Green, and he watches the ball into his hands, makes a good catch. First down.
So Stranahan continues to knock. They're now on the 18-yard line of the Gibbons Redskins, down 10-0, but looking good. Hand off, Anthony Davis. He slams into the 15-yard line. Pickup of 3 on the play. Coming up on the defensive side of the football to make the tackle is number 71, Jeremy Chamberlain. Second down, 7 coming up now for Stranahan with 6:40 remaining in this first half of play. As a couple of replacements come in, getting a respite, and a well-deserved one since he's been in on a lot of plays. Mike Robinson, number 82, at a wide receiver spot, coming in to replace Antoine Bell. And he goes out as the split end on the left side. The slot is to the left as they've got both sides wide open. Hamilton over the middle, complete. Green close. But yep, now he breaks the play. Touchdown.
If we get a chance to see this play again, number 9, Carlton Williams makes just a beautiful block. Here it comes. Watch this block by number 9. Boom. Sets, throws the football. Just a beautiful block, beautiful pass. Watch this effort. Watch this effort by Corey Green. Touchdown.
The first time indeed, Ted, he did not break the plane, and he would have been brought down at about the 1-yard line, but on second effort, he spun because his forward progress was still not stopped, and he got it. 18 yards from Hamilton to Corey Green for the touchdown, and now they'll try to make it a 10-7 football game, but they want a timeout. Timeout charge to the Stranahan Dragons, and we've got ourselves a good football game going out here.
We sure do. 10-7. Beautiful.
I think the all right, let's just talk for a moment about some other things when we get back to the football game, which stands at 10-6 right now. I want to tell you about some things coming up here on Selkirk 25 that will be of interest to you. What are we going to tell them about? The Storybook Festival? Is that what we're going to talk about? What are we going to talk about? That's on Saturday, November 17th. It's from 11 to 3. Admission is free, and come meet Baybar. Is that the way you pronounce that? Well, why don't you go down and ask them? Listen to storytellers and watch some terrific Baybar videos. It's also happening at the Fort Lauderdale Library and adjacent Holiday Park. And the date, Saturday, November 17th. Next Saturday from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. admission free. Do you know, Ted, is it Baybar or Babar?
I'm not certain.
I don't know. I'm going to go and find out. That's what I'll do. I'll ask the person. Sounds like a good event that the whole family will enjoy. Well, that was a thing of beauty. Stranahan pushing it over on an 18-yard pass from Hamilton to Green. Now they'll go for the point after touchdown to get a point closer, trailing 10-6. They try to make it a 10-7 football game. Holding will be number 15, Tom Hamilton, the quarterback. They try for the point after touchdown. It's up and it's good as Mark Carlton drills it through, and it is a 10-7 football game. However, flag down on the play. No flag. Looks like
no good?
No, it's no good.
Must have just plain missed.
Boy, yeah, I got fooled by the angle here. It looked like it had plenty of the distance, but obviously did not have the direction. So it's a 10-6 football game, and that could be an important point. But you always have to bear in mind that in high school football, as well as in college, you have the opportunity with a 2-point conversion. But right now, standing at 10-6 instead of 10-7, that means that a field goal can't tie the football game. That's what it means. But Corey Green with a touchdown reception from Hamilton. And we go back to something that you said, Ted, about mixing things up on the offense. It has worked for Stranahan. It worked perfectly during that touchdown drive.
Well, there's no question that it keeps the defense honest. They can't go full bore towards the quarterback to knock him down, and they have to watch the running lanes. Hamilton showed some nice zip on that pass to Green. I'd like to see a little more zip, consistency of that speed pass.
Halton, number 22, kicks off for the Stranahan Dragons. Comes down the middle of the field, and it is returned from the 15-yard line. A good run back by 21 Cassius Freeman. Fumble!
It looks like Stranahan
may have recovered. The Dragons have indeed recovered, and they'll have the ball at the 42-yard line.
Well, there was a real big hit on, I think, 21. Cassius Freeman was running with the ball. There's a helmet right. Here it comes. He's got the ball now. Okay, as you can see, the gentleman tackled the football. He lost it, and Stranahan recovered.
Well, that was a pretty good hit, and Freeman coughs it up, so Stranahan gets it back with 5:53 and the clock remaining in the first half. They're down now 10-6. Again, that wide-open passing game. Andre King comes split to the near side, slot back to the right. 82 Robinson. Green has scored the touchdown, split to the far side. Torrance Davis in motion. Flag on the play. Robinson overshoots, almost intercepted, and he can't believe, Schoscher, that he should have come away with a football. Can't believe it. So it goes just as an incompletion, but let's see what the flag is for.
Well, here's Hamilton rolling right. Once again, he throws the ball too high. One of the problems might be the defensive end was in his way and caused him to throw the ball a little higher than he would have liked to.
It's about 5.5 minutes remaining in this first half. 10-6 is our score. And in the ball game, we've had a touchdown in the first quarter, 5:47, by the quarterback Kemp from 3 yards away, and Walter Grant kicked a field goal from 31 yards away. The touchdown for Stranahan scored on a pass from Hamilton to number 26, Corey Green, and that was good for 18 yards. They failed to convert as the point after attempt by number 22, Mark Carlton, was wide. So that brings you up to date on the scoring as we continue the action here. First half. Hamilton looks over the defense, which, as Ted has mentioned, they're playing a 5-3.
82 wide open.
On field and overshot. Intended for number 82, who had a step on the field, Mike Robinson. Well, again, that was exciting. If Robinson catches that ball, he is bound for glory.
Well, 82 just ran straight down the field on a clear pattern. He broke wide open. In this defense, Gibbons is really open for the long pass. Here it is.
Are they zoning on defense or what? Because they're playing so soft. There seem to be so many seams.
Yes. You can see the ball was just overthrown at 82. Yeah, they're playing a zone. Now you see they have a middle safety back there.
And that is number 22, Antoine McGill.
Yeah, they're back in a 5-3.
All right, and Stranahan tries to exploit it on 2nd and 15 running play. Anthony Davis does not get one block, but steps outside and can't turn the corner, but gets about 5 or 6 on the play, maybe a little more.
Yeah, good head and shoulder fake on the first defender, and he got wide on the man.
There's an injured Stranahan player out of uniform who paid the price for that one. He got knocked down on the sidelines, and he's got a great big grin on his face.
Okay, here's Davis. Good fake. Gets to the outside. Good forearm, stiff arm. And he's knocked out of bounds. Good running.
Eventually, it was the captain, Joe Brooks, who came along to make the play. Let's go, offense! Third down, 8 yards to go. As you hear from the Stranahan players along the sidelines, they can sense a possible upset. Uh-oh, we've got a flag. That's got to be in motion.
Yeah.
There's a toss out to Torrance Davis, and Davis is tackled nicely on the play by number 58, the linebacker, Brett Stapleton. Looks like he may have taken one step toward the line, which you can do in the Canadian Football League, right, Ted? But you can't do here.
No, you can't. You can take one step yard forward, then you have to stay horizontal to the line of scrimmage.
I think that's what the call is going to be. Illegal procedure here against Stranahan, which would bring up a third about 13. if they went with the yardage, or fourth down. So the options are being explained. Back in motion, and it is declined. So this time they will go with it down, and it brings up a fourth down. And I don't know, Rick Perry might be of a mind to gamble on this one.
Well, it's 4th and 7, 4th and 6. He's going for it.
Yeah, doesn't look like any sign of the punt. As they send King and Robinson out to the near side. Mark Carlton, 22 on the far side. Single setback is Anthony Davis, and Torrance Davis, the up back. He again comes in motion to this side. Robinson looking downfield. He's rushed this time. He's got a man in the open, but it's intercepted. And it is picked off by Antoine McGill, who ropes it in at the 20 and comes back up to the 24-yard line. Well, he looked like a center fielder on that one.
Here's the play. Antoine McGill is playing middle safety. The ball is overthrown, 82. He comes up playing like a center fielder, plays the ball at its highest point the way a good defensive back does, watches it into his hands, and makes the great interception.
Tackle was made by the wide receiver, Andre King. So as the play would bring it to the 24-yard line. All you have to do, folks, during our telecast of high school football is look for the password on the screen shown during the ball game and list the correct passwords from all 4 games. Be eligible to win the grand prize, which is a Discovery Cruise. There was a penalty on the play against Stranahan, decline. That gives the football over to Gibbons, and Gibbons takes it over at the 24. As they punch out for room, Provost on the carry, and he comes for about 2 yards or so. And now Stranahan, on the defensive side of the football, wants to dig in, give that ball back to the offensive unit to see if they can't get the halftime lead. They're down by 4.
The defensive coach Perry on that 4th and 6, it turned out just the way a punt would.
And that's Rick Perry that you're looking at right now. As he looks over the defensive side of the football for the Dragons. Almost pulled offside. Flag went down. You know what? I hate to second guess, but I think he threw that flag prematurely. The ball was not snapped. I think the kid jumped back into position.
Well, if there was any contact...
No contact. Not that I saw, anyway. Let's see what the call is going to be. Illegal procedure against Stranahan. Okay.
Gibbons.
Against Gibbons, yes. Yes. Well, was there or wasn't there?
I can't see the line of scrimmage.
That angle, we can't see the line, so... Well, I know one thing. There was no contact. He did not come across the line. The ball was not snapped. It should not have been an offside against Stranahan, which it wasn't. It was procedure. 2nd and 13. Back to throw is Kemp, rolling out right. Throws, and McGill almost made a nice one-handed catch. But again, he paid the price over at the far sidelines. He's tackled on the play by number 7, Kevin Roney. So we have a 3rd down coming up when play is back in with 3:35 remaining in this action-packed first half. And I've got to tell you, this has been the closest matchup we've had all season long. Last week, Ted, we had to suffer through a ball game that wound up 57-0. We had Dillard High School really capitalizing on a rebuilding program at Boyd Anderson and running them into the ground. But this week, we have 2 very evenly matched football teams. Rick Perry tries to upset Don Marino's ball club at Cardinal Gibbons. Direct snap. There's a screen pass. It goes to Provost. Got blockers. He's across the 35 to the 40-yard line. A big gainer. And it will be enough yardage for the first down. Well-executed screen, but it may go for naught because there's a flag down on the play. And it is procedure. It's an illegal procedure against Cardinal Gibbons.
Sometimes on screens, the lineman will get downfield. That might have been the problem. Get down early.
Yeah, I think I misidentified. Rick Perry has a baseball cap on, and that's one of the assistant coaches that is doing the shouting along the sidelines. I think that may be the defensive coordinator, John Baird. There's Perry with a baseball cap, right. All right, 3rd down, 18 yards to go. It was a well-executed screen, but it got called back because of the back-in-motion call. Dan Marzano is a slot to the right. We have another flag on the play. This time, I think Stranahan may have jumped offside. Let's see whether they were drawn off or whether they came on their own. 3rd and 18 It is 5 yards against Stranahan.
Encroachment.
So it'll be 3rd down and 13 yards to go. Time remaining, 3:11. That's a factor here in the first half. 10-6 football game. Hard hitting, but still a very wide open football game. And Stranahan's been very entertaining with its offense, and Gibbons has had enough to lead this football game. Boy, they're doing a lot of stunting on that line, looking for the gaps in the offensive line. They find none, and they may be called for a penalty here. Offside again against the Stranahan Dragons. So it'll make it a 3rd and 8. 2 more, and they'll get a first down, right?
Well, they're trying to get in quick on the quarterback.
Yeah.
They believe they're going to throw the football, and they're in a rush to get there.
On 3rd and 8. And I would think that pass is the order of the day here as well. No, and it is a give to Provost, and he's got first down yardage and breaks it. Out of the open at the 40. The 35. Finally brought down from behind, and a touchdown-saving tackle by Braxton McClam.
Heck of a call by Coach Marino there. That's a quick draw to the left, and the lanes were open. Here it comes. Quick draw. Bursts out to the left. Good cutback. Breaks a tackle. And now he's running for the touchdown if he can get there, but number 54 just catches up with him, and the rest of the Stranahan players knock him down.
But Gibbons now in an ideal position. They are down at the 11-yard line with 2:35 to go in the half. Leading 10-6, in a position to do more as they split out. Snyder 84, Stapleton 82. The give is right up the middle, and they only gain about a yard or two. I think the thing to bear in mind, too, is not only do they want the touchdown, they want to keep it in field goal range and keep it in position as well.
That was Sean Kemp. He ran a little quarterback sneak off to the right.
Kemp gets about 2 on the play. 2nd down and 8 yards to go for the first down. As Gibbons trying to get its 9th straight win this year, 17th in a row over a 2-year period. Knocking at the door one more time. Checking in, Tom Anderson at an offensive tackle spot. He will replace Dan Glinsky, number 52. See how Kemp chooses to play it. Again, Provost, he goes over the left guard spot. Gets down to about the 5 or 4 yard line. Converging on the tackle, Dave Jones, number 40, and Lance Baskin, number 44. Play is stopped at the 5 yard line, where it is 3rd down. And about 3.
Well, Provost went to the left side over left tackle over Tom Anderson and Mike Owens, both blocking well.
Big down coming up, needless to say. 3rd and a long 3. Provost has got it and has the touchdown. Provost with a touchdown, and Cardinal Gibbons makes it a 16-6 football game. Well, it's fitting that he gets the points because he had the big run.
He certainly earned them. That was just a quick hitter off right guard over the big man, Joe Palucci. Here he is, right up over right guard. See Palucci mow half of the line down.
He's got the size to do it. Point after touchdown, attempted. And not good. It was attempted by Matt Bassett, number 10. And so each team has failed to convert after touchdown. And this one stands 16-6. Well, Provost had the big gainers. He went from his own 25-yard line down to the 18-yard line on a draw play, and that set him up with the opportunity to score their 2nd touchdown of the game to go along with a field goal. So they've got a 10-point lead back and lead it 16-6.
Do you have a brain-injured child? Did everybody tell you it was hopeless? Here at the Institutes for the Achievement of Human Potential, I've watched the parents and the staff make severely brain-injured children well when everyone said it couldn't be done. Want a fighting chance to get your child well? Call the Institutes for the Achievement of Human Potential. At this number, dial 1-800-73-MINELLI. That's 1-800-73-MINNELLI. Or write to this address.
There's one toward the gap, and it's in there for a base hit.
is the safest place to be.
Meanwhile, Charlie Kern's still working that right of his over on the inside.
That's what he has to do. Throw, there you go. Good left hook.
And they're both down. Ball tapped away. Magic come up. Green beats this. Bounce past Green. Back to Reggie. Outlet Nick. He beats Rice down the floor.
At the Olive Garden, at the end of every generous bowl of crisp garden salad, every bountiful basket of soft, fresh-baked breadsticks, and every warm, friendly smile, you will always find another, and another, and another. Because at the Olive Garden, the word generosity begins with a G, but ends only when you are happy. The Olive Garden Italian restaurant, where all the best of Italy is yours.
Well, 12 minutes of playing time remaining. Anything can happen, but I think Gibbons feels that if they get a touchdown here, they might put it out of reach. They lead it by 10, 16-6. Another turnover against Stranahan. Give to Provost. He is tripped up on the line of scrimmage, but manages to dive forward for 2 or 3 yards.
They score a touchdown here. 17-point lead in the fourth quarter. The way the Gibbons defense is playing, very difficult.
Yeah, it really would be tough. They've had their opportunities, and they've had the football in outstanding field position, and they do so once again. About 30 seconds gone by, 11 and a half minutes to go in the fourth and final quarter. Handoff inside and up close to the first down chains. They were just running to try to pick up that first down, and I think they might just, well, we're gonna wait.
That was Drew Kemp again. He ran a little quarterback sneak again, just to the left side and up.
It looks like he ran to the chain and got it.
Right, little quarterback sneak to the left. Nice block there by 74. 54 with a good tackle, but excellent second effort by Drew Kemp.
McClain, 54. As Kemp has himself a first down. Now gives it to Provost, and Provost has really been a workhorse.
He's a tough runner, that
You
kid.
betcha he is. He's down to around the 3-yard line. He's a hard hitter.
They seem to do very well running over the right side with the big man Palucci, of course, and King at tackle.
David Alvarez, 57, rushed into the game on defense. Coming out, Terrence Coakley. There he is, Provost. Can he, and I think he may have fought his way into the end zone. It's very close. Did he break the play?
Just short, Lou, just short.
You're right.
Good second effort, but I don't believe the ball crossed the plane.
That's right. He's inches. He's a hard hitter, though. I'll tell you what. I like the way he just reverses and the way he spins.
He spins well.
Oh, yeah.
He makes good contact and spins off the tackles and gets to his nose.
3rd down and goal now. I'll bet you he gets a call again. No, it's Kemp. And the quarterback goes off the left side for the touchdown. So Kemp's second score of the football game, and that makes it now a 22-6 game with the possible conversion making it 23, and that could be insurmountable. But still over 10 minutes to go with the type of wide-open football Stranahan plays.
Okay,
you never know.
Here's Drew Kemp going up over Mike Owens and Tom Anderson, also doing a great job blocking, and there's a touchdown.
So Kemp with the score. Rich Jagelman will be holding. Point after will be attempted by Matt Bassett. Each team, incidentally, has missed a conversion, a placement conversion. What are we doing here? Are they going for 2 or what? Now we've got a penalty call against Stranahan. Moves it a little bit closer. But indeed, Bassett will be going for the conversion.
I'm going to stick my neck out. He'll make this one.
All right. Oh, good call. Will it rain next Tuesday, Ted? 23-6. You could be right. 17-point lead might be a little bit too much to come back from for Stranahan. But we're bearing in mind that wide open attack that doesn't use much clock time. They can break a couple of the big ones. You never know. But they have the exciting kind of offense that I think football fans like to see. We were talking about it during our halftime intermission. And you know that formations like the wishbone and the eye in which they, run primarily, they can be very effective, but they also can be very kind of boring to watch. When you see a wide open attack like this, I think it presents a different side of football. you like to see a balance of both, too.
Yes, the wide open play is a lot of fun for the fans to watch. The ball is in the air quite a bit.
But you can't all do it.
Depends on your personnel.
Kickoff by Macy. Comes to Chris Alexander. Can't get anywhere. He's wrestled down at the 12-yard line. So Alexander's had one big return this season, a 62-yarder. Not able to go more than 2 yards on that return.
Yeah, he didn't seem to get his feet moving very quickly. He looked like he was trying to pick up some blocks that didn't come.
Incidentally, that being mentioned, with all the rain we had this morning, that does not look like a slippery football field. So I don't think, either team has that kind of excuse. I think the drainage is excellent.
Drainage is absolutely excellent. As you know, we were out on the field earlier, Lou, and there was no wetness to speak of.
No, really looked good. Well, Stranahan's really in a hole. Under 10 minutes to go and down by 17 and deep in their own territory at the 18. And yet they come out looking like they want to throw the football again. Carlton comes to the near side. Terrence Davis in motion over toward the far sideline. Inside handoff. Anthony Davis brought down at the line of scrimmage. They were ready for that one, too. I'll tell you guys played a game. That's 66, Montoya Brown. 240-pound junior for Gibbons. He was in on that tackle. Brown picking up, or rather Davis picking up no yardage. In fact, a yard loss. 2nd and 11. Boy, we've called 66 a lot in this football game. He has played an outstanding defensive game. He's the right tackle on the defensive side of the ball right now for Cardinal Gibbons. Alongside of him, Rich Jagelman at the right end spot. 2nd and 11 for Stranahan. Direct snap, Hamilton. Near side, Davis, and Davis goes out of bounds. Good tackle made by number 24, Eric Tochi. That'll pick up maybe 3, make it 4. 3rd down, 7.
Kemp running to the left. It throws the quick pass to Torrance Davis. Keeps the ball in the correct hand, uses the straight arm, and gains a few yards.
I think he had what he was achieving there, was to have a receiver isolated one-on-one against the defensive back. The defensive back
made a play.
Yeah, he sure did. 3rd and 7, under 9 minutes to go now. 23-6 it remains. Gibbons looking for their 9th straight this year, 17th in a row over 2 years. Direct snap, Hamilton throws it over the middle, and it is caught. Nice catch by number 23 for the Stranahan Dragons, Matt Tremelin.
There's a good example of catching the football, watching it all the way into his hands, getting hit, but because his concentration on the ball was so good that he made the reception.
That's what a tight end's supposed to do, Ted.
Hamilton releases the ball. Good concentration, excellent hit by the defender. People trying to pull the ball out from under him. Excellent play by the wide receiver coming down with that pass.
Now for 1st down at the 33, call it the 32-yard line. 1st and 10 now for the Dragons. Hamilton's going out of a shotgun. He's getting the direct snap, high snap, inside handoff. Goes to number 9, Carlton Williams. He can't break it, though, and he's lucky if he gets back to the line of scrimmage.
That was a great run for a 1-yard loss, if that's possible.
Well, those inside handoffs right now are not fooling the Gibbons defensive unit.
The high snap created all the problems here. Look at the penetration. He did well to break that tackle. Good move, good forehand, stiff hand. Like I said, excellent run for a 1-yard loss.
Incidentally, Torrance Davis also came very close to a blocking from behind, a clip on that play.
He pulled off of it.
Pulled off of it, right. 2nd and 10. There's Davis in motion. Direct snap, Hamilton back to throw. He's got good protection, steps up in the pocket. He's got a man in the clear, and that's Andre King. King gets up to about the 45-yard line.
Excellent pass blocking on that play. He had a good deal of time to release the ball. King watched it in, made a good run after he caught it. Here it comes. Good pass blocking. Everybody's covered. Releases the ball to the right. Steps up nicely into the pocket. Hits King. Loses his balance. Catches himself. And picks up another 7-8 yards after the reception.
Pretty good play. Tackle eventually made by Howard Haynes, number 42. First and 10 now at the 44-yard line. Hamilton has rushed this time. He's got to leave the pocket. Flag down. And again, right on the numbers. And bobbled on the play by number 32, Torrance Davis. But a flag down. Could be holding, I would think, against Stranahan. We'll wait and see.
It looks that way. It's when it's thrown in the backfield like that, it usually is. Once again, I don't want to be redundant about catching a football, but you can't catch it if you don't look at it.
No. And you can't run anywhere unless you got it. You can, but it won't count. There you look at a kind of a disappointed quarterback out here. He's played a good ball game, I think, Tom Hamilton. I think he has some credentials. He throws the ball pretty well.
Last year, he threw for 15 touchdowns and only had 4 interceptions. He was one of the best quarterbacks in South Florida, according to Coach Berry.
There is a 5-yard penalty on the play, so it'll be first down all over again. 15 yards to go. To the near side comes Mark Carlton, number 22, as the split end on the left. Torrance Davis was in motion, and on the carry, that is number 35 rather, and that is Anthony Davis. And Davis gets about 3 yards on the play. Now, what caught my eye was the man in motion. Again, Torrance Davis came this close to again back in motion, illegal motion. But he pulled up short, no penalty call. 2nd and 11. As Stranahan tries to fight back, the Dragons have a good record of 6-2, 5-2 in district play. But they're going against the unbeaten 3A state leaders, the Gibbons Redskins. Green in motion. Hamilton chased to the near side. And a good catch by Davis, and Davis has the first down.
Very similar play to the one he dropped. This time he watched it in.
Now, you know, the other good feature about Hamilton is that he is able to pass back across his body very well. Watch it.
Yes, running left, throws the ball nicely. First down.
Torrance Davis picking up the first down and just shy of the 45-yard line of Cardinal Gibbons, where it'll be 1st and 10 with 7 minutes left to go in the game. Coming back in, some active wide receivers, very active in this game. 4, Andre King. Number 82 coming back into the ball game, Mike Robinson. And number 22, Mark Carlton.
Time is going to be a factor. We're down to 7 minutes.
We have an injured player down on the field from Cardinal Gibbons. See if we can pick it up. It's number 21, Cassius Freeman. Cassius Freeman is the injured player, and I don't know how serious the injury is. And we've got the glass to see if we can pick it up. As we... well, with our score 23-6 here at Lockhart Stadium in Fort Lauderdale, Gibbons on top. Today, we'll remind you, we'll conclude our football password contest on Selkirk 25. If you've collected all 4 passwords from today's game, as well as the 3 previous high school telecasts, send them along to Football Password, 644 South Andrews Avenue, Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Our zip code is 33301, and perhaps you'll win the grand prize in our drawing, which is for a Discovery Cruise. It's a good way to discover high school football. Certainly a great way to discover some entertainment on that Discovery Cruise. And thanks so much for playing the game. There's the address again, Football Password, 644 South Andrews Avenue, Fort Lauderdale, Florida, 33301. Time is indeed a factor. 7:04 remains in the football game. Still plenty of time, though, for a passing team to do it, to get back into this football game. Whether they're able to do it or not depends, of course, on the passing game that is being put together by their quarterback, Tom Hamilton. But I think one thing is demonstrable here today, Ted. Gibbons can be hurt by the pass. They can be passed again. They do play it kind of soft. They give you 12, 15 yards maybe. They can be passed.
Lou, they've given up 921 yards this year in on pass defense. They can be beat. But the one thing I've noticed is they get beat underneath. They don't get beat deep.
Yeah, and that's important. Give them the short one, but don't get beat by the home run ball. Looked like just a twisted ankle for Cassius Freeman, and he is leaving the football field under his own power. going over to the far sideline, and hopefully he'll see some more action. Here we go. 1st and 10, ball at the 46-yard line. Stranahan in possession. Their one touchdown came via the air. Corey Green caught an 18-yard touchdown pass from quarterback Hamilton. They've gone right to the shotgun offense here in this 4th quarter. Hamilton steps up, and look who's going to make the tackle. Provost. Oh, flag down on the play.
He shot in there like a jet.
Well, you can safety blitz from 2 standpoints. Either you're very good or you're not so good. In this case, they're very good.
Well, he outran the blocker. Was right in Hamilton's face before he could do anything.
See what the penalty call is here. He was racked up for quarterback sack by Provost for no gain. I think they'll, I was going to say go with the yards. That would be a loss, but they also lose the down. I think they're going to go with the play, obviously, here. They lose holding as the call against Stranahan declined by Gibbons, so it's a loss of 5. It'll be 2nd down and 15. 6.5 minutes to go as we look at the sidelines for the Stranahan Dragons. Down by 17 points. All their points, they're 6, coming on a touchdown in the 1st half. Nothing is yet for them here in the 2nd half. Green in motion to our side of the field. High snap. Hamilton again rushed. This time lofted downfield. Could be intercepted almost, as Brock Falconer almost came up with a pickoff.
Cardinal Gibbons is laying back. Any long passes are going to be trouble for them, for Stranahan.
Pretty much almost a prevent type defense. In the meantime, the rush again was applied by guess who? Provost.
Hamilton releases deep here. There's no one in the territory other than the one
Falconer, number 30.
Right.
So we got a 3rd down and 15. Ball just over the midfield stripe. Well, they've got 3 defensive backs very deep, so they're just playing back there and looking for the intercept. They know what's coming. Hamilton, good fake. In the air.
Just a beautiful catch. Whether he's in bounds or not is the question. But Hamilton's going to have to release the ball a little sooner. The hooks are wide open. Like you said, they're laying back. Any curls, hooks, outs have to be passed on time. But a beautiful catch by Andre King.
It was a great catch, but unfortunately he was out of bounds. As we look again.
There's Andre on the right side. Good fake. Hamilton throws the ball up. Let's see if we can see this. Andre King,
just out.
Just out. He's standing on the sideline with his left foot.
Again, it's a second guess, but I thought he'd go to the up back, and that would be Carlton Williams, the first back out. It looked like he was wide open.
Yeah, he was wide open, but I don't think he saw him.
Well, it is timeout now. 23-6 is our score, and we thank you for joining us for high school football here on Selkirk 25. We thank our friends across the state watching on Sunshine Network as they're watching the #1 football team in the state in the 3A division, and that would be Cardinal Gibbons on their way to their 9th consecutive victory this year and 17th in a row over a 2-year period. What a job Coach Don Marino has done with these young kids, but as we said, we look at the Stranahan players, a little disappointed. Braxton McLean there, he's played a nice ball game. As we have said, Don Marino just has done a fine job with the Redskins.
He certainly has. He only lost 1 game last year, and that was to Key West, who was eventually the loser in the finals of the state championships to Live Oak Sewanee.
Well, if you have friends or family members in the armed services stationed in the Middle East, you're invited to participate in Selkirk's USO video. Give us a call at 527-5007, extension 421. 527-5007, extension 421. And we certainly will pass along that personal greeting to your relatives, loved ones, friends who are over in the Middle East. And let's hope there comes a day very soon where they're back from the Middle East. 6 minutes and 1 second to go on the game. 23-6. Favor of Gibbons. 4th down going for it. 4th and long. Hamilton has decent protection, throws it out to the sideline, and it looked like the potential receiver there lost his footing. That would be James Cooper.
He sure did, but it wouldn't have mattered. He was about 8 yards short of the first down. He would have turned the ball over in any case.
Well, you see Cooper there and just lost his footing. I don't think it was as a direct result of a hit or anything like that, but he just went down. So the ball is turned back over to Cardinal Gibbons right around the midfield stripe with a nice 17-point lead. And now pretty much content, I would think, to just grind it out, eat away at the clock, and put away another victory.
I can't imagine Coach Marino putting the ball in the air at this point.
We look at those Stranahan players, and obvious disappointment, but I don't think they really have their much to hang their heads about in shame. They played a good football game.
They've struggled very valiantly.
I think it's a young team and will be heard from in the future. A lot of sophomores and juniors. What was that Coach Rick Perry was saying? They say you lose one game for each sophomore you start. He said, in that case, we'll have lost 30 already. Back to throw.
He's open.
Oh, he's got him. And it looks like a touchdown and is. 50-yard reception to Sean Stapleton.
Well, that shows how much we know about grinding it out.
Well, no, that brings up a point. The other ball club defensively is saying the same thing. Hey, they got the clock. They're going to grind it out. Let's stop them at the line of scrimmage. So what does Coach Marino call for? The pass. Touchdown. That's a good point. 50-yard TD reception. And Stapleton, by the way, really made a nice reception there. It's a good lead on the part of the quarterback, Kemp. Point after, Matt Bassett. And that's got right straight through the middle of the uprights, and it is all of a sudden a 30-6 football game. So this one might just about, for all intents and purposes, have wrapped it up. 5 minutes, 46 seconds to go.
Okay. It was a play action. It was a fake to the back, and then a beautiful pass. Might have been overthrown by about a half a yard, but number 82 just extended his body, made a great catch.
Good catch. Good catch indeed. So with the play action, he just held in the linebackers, and everybody, I think, everybody in the ballpark had to be expecting a run, including both of us. And then out it goes to Stapleton, and he's got himself a touchdown. 50-yarder, by the way.
Well, that sure opens it up. 24 points.
It's Katie bar the door at this point.
And it's not indicative of how good this game has been played either.
No, I think it really has been a lot closer game than that score indicates.
Let's see a good run back here.
Let's see whether Alexander can break one. Well, he ran a long way laterally, but not much in a forward
50
manner.
yards laterally, 2 yards forward. That's a replay of the last kickoff return.
That's like some of my booming 300-yard drives. You know, 200 up and 100 yards out. He really didn't. He ran a long way, but didn't get very far. They'll start this sequence now at their own 10-yard line. I still really enjoy watching this Stranahan football team. I take my hat off to Coach Perry. I think he's got some real promise for the future on this team.
This team's going to be very strong next year with the sophomores and juniors they have coming up. They're going to be a team to be reckoned with.
Well, we've talked a lot about Andre King, who just came out of the football game for a brief bit, number 4. Now look at him. He is only a sophomore. That's a lot of talent, really. I think by the time he's a senior, he'll be one of the best receivers, not only in the county, but in the state.
Well, Andre has tremendous speed, 4.4, 4.5. He's a good student also. He has a 3.2 grade point average, and that helps.
Yeah, sure does. So a lot of their players that we have seen perform out here and perform well are underclassmen. So I think that the future really bodes well for Stranahan High School. They played a tough, hard-nosed football game out here today.
If they can fill the quarterback slot with Hamilton leaving and with Anthony Davis leading at tailback, this is going to be one great team next year.
Oh, it could be. Could be indeed. From the shotgun again, Hamilton. No, it's not Hamilton. It's the backup quarterback. That'll be Joel Borton. Borton just throws it away. So this might be opportunity for Borton to show us what he's got. He's the junior, and he might be the heir apparent to that quarterback spot.
On that last play, I believe his arm was deflected by a defensive lineman.
2nd and 10 with 5:18. There's the gentleman in the middle with the shorts. That's Coach Marino. What a job he's done.
It's in pretty good shape for 59 years old.
Sure is. He, as we mentioned earlier, is from Massachusetts and had very successful programs up there and brought them down to Florida.
12 consecutive years of winning the division championship.
That's not too bad. Borton looks down the middle, throws. Green's got it, and then dropped it. And it's a fumble. It is picked up, run back, and close to the touchdown, but just short of it is Howard Haynes.
Nice catch, but you need to hold on to the football.
That's right. And it wasn't a question of whether it was a reception or not, because he started back upfield. So he was running, and he was tackled, and it is indeed a fumble.
Yeah, he never put the ball away properly. That's
so Haynes with about a 15-yard return, and they'll get another opportunity to wrap it up here.
Number 58 just knocked the ball out of his hands. 42 comes up, picks up the ball, and almost runs it back for a touchdown.
Brett Stapleton is 58. 42, Howard Haynes, who almost returned it to pay dirt. 30-6 and looking for more are the Redskins. Now we've got a timeout. I don't know whether this is an official timeout or no. It's charged to Stranahan. Stranahan with a timeout. And we would like to remind you, too, while we're enjoying this football game on Selkirk 25, about something else, and that's the Storybook Festival coming up next Saturday, November 17th, from 11 in the morning till 3 p.m. Admission is free. And one of Ted's favorite characters, Baybar, will be there. And you can enjoy him or her, whatever the case may be. I don't know. I haven't checked. But listen to the storytellers. And am I missing something? I mean, should I know Baybar? I don't know. Let's go there. Maybe we'll... Oh, Babar. That's the... Well, see, I didn't know Baybar. Now, if you had said Babar, then I know. That's all happening at the Fort Lauderdale Library adjacent to Holiday Park. I feel like I missed something, a misspent youth or something. It's Babar, of course. Right. Okay. As play resumes, we've got about 5 minutes to go. We watch the rather despondent Stranahan defensive unit go to work again to try to halt just one more score here by Cardinal Gibbons High School. Quarterback Kemp has already scored twice, and this time he hands it off to
Scott Provost.
Yeah, Scott Provost, who's really been the bull out here, and he gets his second score of the game. So Provost really puts it not only out of reach, but almost out of sight at 36-6 with a chance to make it 37.
Incidentally, Harold Haynes, who recovered that fumble and almost ran it back in, had a big game last week, intercepted 2 passes.
And a fumble recovery today that he almost returned for the touchdown. Been a lot of individual contributions out here and a great team effort as well. The kick for the point after, Matt Bassett makes our score 37-6. And it really has opened up. It was 16-6 at the half. And the defensive side for Cardinal Gibbons has really shut down Stranahan. And at the same time, they forced some turnovers that have led to scores, so they really have put it away.
That's the bottom line. The turnovers are what's put the scores on the board. Stranahan has moved the ball fairly well up and down the field, but they can't get away from the interceptions and the fumbles. And that's why they're down 37-6.
Plus, if you're out there on defense, oh, there we go. There's our chopper that is going to take Ted and I right away from the ballpark, right? As soon as the game is over. Obviously a traffic helicopter.
I have a stretch limo waiting.
Oh, you do? Oh, okay. That's his own, folks, his own personal limo. 37-6 is our score in favor of Cardinal Gibbons. What I wanted to add was if you leave a team out there, a unit out there defensively that long, you know they're going to wear out, and they did eventually.
Well, that's what the ball control offense of Gibbons will do to you. If you continually pound the ball inside, your defense is going to be on the field, assuming you gain your first downs.
Tough bunch of kids from both sides, but Gibbons continues to impress. 37-6. They really put this one away, and now it's just a matter of wrapping it up in a nice red ribbon and making it win in a row number 9 this year and 17 in a row over a 2-year period. interested in your halftime chat with Dr. Clarence Know about this fine facility here. Of course, we all know about the mosquito problem and the shifting of the games from night games to day games. This one, I think, the attendance was affected adversely by the rather rainy weather we had earlier, but it's still not too bad a crowd. Inside handoff. Anthony Davis gets away, spins at 20, and that's where he eventually is lawned, as we always say, brought down to the lawn. Gain of 5, 2nd and 5.
Nice little bit of running there by Anthony Davis. Very strong run. An inside handoff out of the shotgun. Anthony picking his way through the defense. Spinning. Good run. 5 yards.
So with a little over 4:18 to go, 2nd and 5. Now it's really a good opportunity for Cardinal Gibbons to just lay back and wait for that interception. They're sitting back in what amounts to a prevent defense, or an umbrella, if you will, or just sitting back there looking for the opportunities.
They're in what they call their 5-4-2. Actually, now they're in a 5-3. 5-3-3. Basically a prevent.
Out of the shotgun. Hey, it comes to the man in motion, and he fumbles it. I think Gibbons may have recovered. I think that was snapped to Torrance Davis, and he fumbled.
Did he?
Yep.
Yes.
So Gibbons has got it again.
Oh, I'm not sure that the man in motion didn't get hit in the leg. But let's see here.
It could be. What?
The man in motion. You sure did. It hit
you're right.
number 32 in the kneecap as he didn't get through there. He's supposed to be past where the center snaps the ball back to the quarterback.
He either didn't get through as he was supposed to, or the hut came 1 second too early. Hut.
Well, it's one of the other.
Whatever. Hit him in the leg, and you know he's not a happy man. Not a happy camper. 22-yard line. A little over 3 minutes to go now. Hand off and almost a fumble, but hanging on is Walter Grant, and he goes off the left side, picks up yardage to the 20 or so.
Coach Marino has substituted most of his players. That's good to see.
Yeah, there's no point in running up scores. We were talking about that before the ball game. Sometimes teams get ranked nationally now, and we do have that national ranking ever since USA Today started covering high school sports. Now all of a sudden, guys try to enhance apparently their national ranking by running up points. He'll pitch out. On the carry, Antoine McGill. McGill gaining about 5 before he's brought down.
Well, that's a good point, Lou, about the national rankings. Coach Perry, before the game, was telling us a little bit about that. They don't quite know how to handle having rankings, or how they're supposed to act. Do they run games up? Do they shut teams out? At what cost do you try to get a national ranking?
Well, to me, and I do tend to be opinionated every once in a while, I'll add a thought on that. There's a penalty coming up against Gibbons that's going to set him back to the 28-yard line. But I think we have a lot of guys on the national scene who are setting bad examples for that, particularly one school, Oklahoma. Their basketball team and their football team just tries to run up numbers, particularly basketball. And it never works, folks, because what goes around comes around. Sometime when your program is down, somebody will kick your butt. On the carry is Walter Grant, and he gets up near the original chain, so he's going to bring up about a 3rd and 10.
I think Notre Dame and Miami had a similar experience of a game that was run up and then a reversal several years later.
Yeah, you know, you really can't afford to do that, because someday you'll be in a situation where you don't want your kids to be discouraged, embarrassed by such a resounding defeat, so you don't run it up on anybody else. Simple as that. Back to throw, out to the near side. That's the backup quarterback, Rich Jagelman, by the way, who's played a lot of football here today, but getting his first shot at quarterback today. And replacing Drew Kemp.
He just overthrew that receiver by a couple of yards, but he was covered fairly well, and that was a smart pass.
I can remember a graphic example. Talk about running up the score. Jim Valvano, who used to be the basketball coach at North Carolina State, when he was in his first head coaching job at Bucknell, which had nothing when you compare it with Syracuse's great program over the years, went up to play at the old Manley Fieldhouse, which is one of the great snake pits in America, where the home court advantage is considerable. And apparently their head coach at Syracuse had made a wager with their support group, their cheerleaders or their fans, and said that if they got to 100 points, he personally would go out on the court and lead the cheers. Well, needless to say, it did not sit well with Jim Valvano, who pulled his timeout, walked over to the coach of Syracuse, who incidentally went on to LSU a bit later on, and he said, someday our roles will be reversed, and you'll be sorry when I do the same thing. I've cleaned this up, naturally, for television. But it happened, and North Carolina State did kick LSU all over the basketball court as a means of revenge.
Jim Valvano was a pretty good quarterback. He's also a friend of mine. He played for Seaford High School in Long Island.
Did he?
And played against us, and I don't want to say, but he did beat us.
Well, I'll tell you what, I knew he was a great basketball player. I didn't know he was that good a football player.
Quarterback for Seaford High School. Excellent quarterback.
He, incidentally, as a collegian at Rutgers, was one of the top free throw shooters in America. Had an astounding percentage, up around 90-some-odd%. And had, I forget the exact number, but had an incredible number of successful free throw attempts. Well, we've got 1:11 left in this football game. 37-6 is our score, and Stranahan looking to at least get on the scoreboard here in the second half so that they can take something to their Thanksgiving Turkey Day dinner.
Well, let's hope for no more turnovers.
Yeah.
No, nobody's covering this. Andre, here he comes.
That's right. Andre King was open. Now McGill comes over to cover, and fullback draw. It comes to Anthony Davis. Davis crosses the 30 to about the 33. Gain of about 6, 2nd and 4 coming up.
Coming under a minute now.
Well, in successive weeks here at Selkirk 25, we have shown you the #1 team in the state in 4A. That would be Dillard High School. And I'll tell you what, they looked even better than #1. Of course, they did not have a strong performance out of Boyd Anderson in a rebuilding program, but they just look like they have all the tools. Well, they were great. And now we're looking at #1 in Division 3A.
It certainly would be an interesting game between Dillard and Cardinal Gibbons.
25 seconds remaining in this football game. And complete. Run out of bounds eventually. Number 34, Antoine Bell. That's the first completion of the game for Joel Borden.
Yes, and he looked good. He threw the ball very briskly.
As you see in the center, Rick Perry, the coach. 18 seconds remains. That's all. 37-6. Gibbons here in the second half, just thoroughly dominating. For a while on the opening kickoff, there was a fumble. Gibbons turned it right back over to Stranahan with a score only 16-6, and it looked like we were going to really have a cliffhanger, but not to be.
Turnovers will do that to you.
Gibbons just really has too much talent, no question about it, and a lot more experience. Borden, all the time in the world. It's complete. Making a nice catch. Matt Tremellin. Clock stops at 11 seconds remaining. Oh, look at this. They're running after the coach with the Gatorade jug. Uh-oh. There you see the players.
See, you can get away with that in Florida. Not so cold.
Yeah. Oh, look at him. He just got smashed. I say Gatorade. I don't know what they got in it, whether it was water or what. Oh. He's enjoying it. He's loving it. It's like the year that Bill Parcells, that's the best picture I ever saw in a pro football game on TV.
Lawrence Taylor?
Yeah. When they just threw that Gatorade right on top of him. Just 11 seconds to go. Coach, you're going to need a new shirt. Oh, there's some ice down his back. I know what that feels like. Oh, boy, do I ever know what that feels like.
Well, I'm sure he wouldn't mind having that happen to him the rest of the year. All the way into the state finals.
I'm sure that's true.
Well, he's certain.
And hopefully we'll get a word with Coach Marino about his thoughts now as this team approaches state championship time. They sure look like a formidable bunch out here today. And look at the celebration among the players. for the Gibbons Redskins. Well, we might have time for one more play, perhaps two, because they are pretty much a passing team. But this probably will be the last or next to last play of the ball game. Thank you so much for joining us, not only today, but all throughout our 4 high school football telecasts here on Selkirk 25. Borden is back to throw, and he got crunched just as he went to unload the football. He was really smeared.
Oh, you're right, Lou. There will be one more.
Yeah, 72 on the hit. And that would be Dan Caradonna, 6-footer, 230, and a junior.
Not bad having a 230-pound player of his ability a second team.
Oh, they've got some weights on this team. Chamberlain or Glinsky, rather, at 255. And
Palucci, 290.
That is Palucci Mountain to you, you know. That's how they refer to him. 4 seconds. This definitely will be the last play. 37-6 our score. Borden on a fullback draw. Williams on the carry. Looking for room. Oh, look at this. He almost broke.
Well, isn't that something? Very slippery. Nobody seems to get a grasp of him. Nice way to end the
knocked
game.
out of bounds, and that's it.
No, let's not have a fight.
Well, I was just about to say, and these two teams are congratulating each other, and I'm sure that when cooler heads prevail, that's exactly what will happen. As you see the scene, and a triumphant coach going through an unbeaten season, heading for state tournament time. Don Marino, what a job he's done with the Redskins. They finished 9-0, and of course, they could be going on to state championship caliber. Let's hope so at any rate, since they will be representing this area. We'd like to thank our friends around the state joining us on the Sunshine Network, as well as those in the Broward area joining us here on Selkirk 25. We'll have a few thoughts from the winning coach in just a moment when we come back. Our final score, Cardinal Gibbons 37, Stranahan 6. Stay with us. In the second half, they win big 37-6. And the winning coach, Don Marino, standing by with Ted Alflin. Let's go to you, Ted.
I'm standing here with Coach Don Marino, the winning coach for the Cardinal Gibbons football team. Coach, I noticed you're a little wet. What happened there?
Well, as you know, naturally, whenever you win a big ball game, it's always, you know, Gatorade time where the boys have a good time and they douse the coach with cold water and ice and what have you. And I don't mind being wet under these circumstances.
Well, I'll bet that you have, well, next week you have St. Thomas and then the playoffs. I would think that you'd be happy to get wet at least 4 more times.
Well, if that's possible, we certainly would. I'll welcome the, you know, the dousing for the next 4 weeks, which we will have to be planned. As you know, we've won 9 straight now, and over a 2-year period, this is our 17th straight victory. So this is a great tribute, you know, to Cardinal Gibbons football and to the school and to the players and so forth, and we're very happy about what has happened to us. Next week, going against St. Thomas will be our 10th game, and also, if for some reason we can beat St. Thomas, it will be the first undefeated team that Cardinal Gibbons has ever had in its 30-year history.
Now, I understand 2 of your key players, Antoine Childs and Matt DeBuck. One was the offensive your best offensive player, and the other was your best defensive player. Will they be back for the playoffs?
We're expecting both boys to be back for the first playoff game. Antoine Childs, our defensive end, is what you call a stud. He's our leader on defense. He unifies the kids, and hopefully we'll have him back for the first playoff game. He could play next week, but I don't want to take a chance of him re-injuring himself and not being able to play in that first game. Matt DeBuck also is in the same situation, only he definitely will not be able to come back until the first playoff game. Now, our goal at the beginning of the season was to win the state championship, and that's what we're after. St. Thomas naturally would always like to beat them. They're you know, a nice friendly rivalry and so forth, and it would be nice to beat them, but it's not the ultimate goal this year. That was our goal last year, and fortunately we were able to beat them. But this year our goal is to win the state championship, and that's what we're after. And I'm not going to play anybody that has any kind of an injury in the St. Thomas game, because it's a non-district game, and you know, it won't do anything for us.
Well, congratulations once again. You've had a fine year so far, and we wish you the best of luck in going to the state.
Well, thank you very much, Ted. It's been a pleasure.
Okay. Back to you, Lou.
All right, thank you, Ted. Again, our congratulations to head coach Don Marino. What a fabulous job. Still more football to be played by that team, but they are #1 in the state, as ranked by the Sun Sentinel rankings right now. There you see the breakdown in the 3A division. Cardinal Gibbons on top, Crestview, Clewiston, Orlando Jones, Live Oak, Sewanee. So we have some really very talented football teams that Gibbons might meet, but they indeed are a very talented football team themselves. If you had to single out one guy in this supreme team effort, I think you'd have to say that the MVP today would be Scott Provost. He made the big runs all the time and made one where he gained 58 yards and set it up for a touchdown. He had 2 touchdowns himself, and also kudos to their quarterback, Drew Kemp. Very talented, just enough passing to keep the defense honest, and he directed a fine attack today. So Gibbons wins big, 9-0 this year, 17 in a row for 2 years. They remain #1 as they beat Stranahan. Good effort for those young fellows from Stranahan, but a losing one at that. 37-6. They fall to 6-3 on the